Dunton Green, code DG, location London Road, junction with Barretts Road, opposite the Duke's Head Public House and Dunton Green Primary School. The site is now flats. Opened April 1922, and the books don't record the actual day. And I'm just covering the period that they operated LRT contracts, which is 1986 to 1998. But just the background, in 1979 the 704 was split at Victoria from the 28th of April. The Victoria Tunbridge Wells section was renumbered 706, and the 705 was just withdrawn between Victoria and Windsor. And the changes of Tuesday the 21st of April 1981 saw the 402 replaced by a revised 706. The introduction of a new bus network in Orpington on the 16th of August 1986 saw Dunton Green lose the 431 and 471 to the new LRT contracted roundabout network as the R6 and R5 respectively. But the 493 was now an LRT contracted route, with Dunton Green contributing 3 Leyland Nationals and Dartford covering late journeys on the Sunday service. The 431 number was retained for garage journeys between Dunton Green and Sevenoaks. London Country was split into 4 from the 7th of September. Dunton Green was now part of London Country South East, along with Catford, Dartford, Northfleet and Swanley. Deregulation on the 26th of October only saw the 413 and 725 not registered by London Country South East. The 431 was absorbed into the 483, which also had journeys added via Chipstead Village to cover the 413. And the 725 wasn't replaced. And by this point, the 726 was the main route, and the 725 largely consisted of journeys. So the 725 wasn't considered worth covering. London Country South East was relaunched as Kentish Bus on the 27th of April 1987. The bus fleet was renumbered, with the Leyland Nationals given 400 series numbers and the Atlanteans 600 series numbers. They also renumbered the routes. The routes operated by the Dunton Green were renumbered on the 30th of May. The R6, this is the LRT route, was cut back to Knockholt Pound. The former 431 was reinstated but now numbered 21 between Orpington and Sevenoaks. The other new numbers were 20, which was the 705 and used for the Monday to Friday peak journeys on the 410 operated by Dunton Green. The 22 was the 706, 23 the 483, 24 the 404, 25 the 457, 26 the 467 and 27 the 454. The 493 wasn't renumbered because it was an LRT contract route, and the 410 number continued to be used by London Country South West for their service, and I think they operated the majority of the journeys on the 410. In 1988, the revised network introduced in Bexleyheath on the 16th of January saw extensive changes to the Kentish Bus network. Dartford was downgraded to an outstation, with Swanley taking over the Dartford share of the 493, so Swanley was upgraded to a full garage status. Kentish Bus was sold to Proud Mutual on the 15th of March 1988. In 1989, the weekday evening journeys on the 493 were transferred to Dunton Green. Swanley closed at the end of traffic on the 18th of August. Dartford was upgraded back to full garage status on the 19th of August and took over the daytime and Sunday operation of the 493. Kentish Bus were awarded LRT route 471. This operated Monday to Friday peak hours and was operated by Dunton Green with an SNB. Then Dartford took over the 471 and full operation of the 493 from Sunday the 10th of December. This also saw the commercial routes 22 and 23 split. In 1990, from the 29th of April, the 22AB group were replaced by new routes 402 Bromley to Sevenoaks with some to Tunbridge Wells, and the 454 Dunton Green Sevenoaks to Tunbridge Wells. New route 320 was introduced on the 1st of September. It replaced the 20 410 at the London end. On Monday to Saturday it was operated by London and Country from Dunton Green, which they treat as an outstation of Croydon. The Sunday service was the existing Kentish Bus operation on the 20 but renumbered 320 and still using the SNB from Dartford. Kentish Bus awarded the 96, 269 and B11 starting 19th of January 1991. Dunton Green took over part of the weekday operation on the 51, which is now shared with Dartford, and the 269 was shared with Northfleet. This is on weekdays as Dunton Green was closed Sundays. This saw Dunton Green gain the 5 Scania for their share of the 51, along with Leyland Olympians 319 to 321 for the 269. And these Olympians came from Northumbria, they weren't London and Country Olympians. The contract for the 493, operated by Dartford, was lost to London and Country from the 17th of August. However, like the 320, it is operated from Dunton Green. Metrobus covered the Sunday morning and early evening service commercially. In 1992, the contract for the 227 was awarded to Kentish Bus for the 29th of February, so a leap year, 4 months earlier than planned. It was operated from Dunton Green initially with Leyland Nationals. Dartford took over the Dunton Green share of the 51 and Northfleet took over their share of the 269. So Dunton Green now reopened on Sundays because they obviously the 227 operated daily. 3 ex-Borough Line Maidstone Leyland links were added in May. This is for the 227. 417 to 419, D155 to 157 HML. Now after Kentish Bus acquired their LRT operations, the rest of Borough Line Maidstone went into receivership, and this is where these Leyland links came from. They came from the commercial arm, they weren't part of the LRT operation. The National Greenways were numbered 431 to 441 and started to enter service on 9th of June with all in service by the 26th September. These were the early version of the Peak Dome. As SNB 483, Greenway 440 had carried a non-standard livery with National London fleet names when it worked the P4 from Catford. Also as SNB 439, 445 and 489, Greenways 435, 437 and 434 were part of the allocation at Catford for the 42 when it was taken over in February 1987. The planned frequency increase on the 227 was introduced on the 5th of September, and the 51 was lost in the next turning round to London Central, who took over from the 26th September. The network in Orpington was revised from the 21st November. There were no changes at Dunton Green, but the 471 was withdrawn. The 402 was introduced Sundays between Bromley and Pratt's Bottom under contract to LRT. This replaced the Sunday extension of the 477 to Bromley, and Kentish Bus took over the R7, which gained an extension to Dartford, plus there was an R76 variation, and this is all mixed in with the 476, 477, and it's a bit laborious to go through. But effectively you could get to Dartford. Effectively they sort of blended the R7 and 476 and 477 together at certain times of the day. In 1993, the operation of the R7 was transferred to Dunton Green from the 16th of May, as was the Sunday service on the 233. Now, there's no date given for this Sunday transfer, so I'm assuming it's the 16th of May. If anyone knows the exact date, because it's not mentioned in the Lots newsletters, unless I've missed it somewhere, but it just moved to Dunton, the 233 operation just moved to Dunton Green on Sundays at some point. The R5 and R6 were awarded to Kentish Bus starting the 3rd of December. They operated from Dunton Green. On the 15th of July 1994, British Bus purchased Proud Mutual Transport Group, bringing Kentish Bus and London and Country under common ownership. On the 1st of January 1995, the London and Country operations at Croydon, Dunton Green and Woolworth, Croydon / Beddington, in case you're getting confused, were transferred to a new company called London Links, which was managed by Kentish Bus. The London Links operations at Dunton Green on the 320 and 493 were taken under Kentish Bus control from the 4th of February. although there was no visual change to the buses. Now during the summer, again, there's no date in the Lots newsletters. It was just that someone noticed that it was reported that the Sunday service on the 320 was being operated by Dunton Green with the Volvos as per weekdays at Dartford. So obviously it was obvious because the London Links Volvos are being used on the Sundays. It was obvious that Dunton Green was operating it. So it could have happened back in February, but it wasn't noticed until the summer. And again, there's no known date. The new contracts in Orpington started on the 2nd of December. Although Kentish Bus lost the R7, they awarded the R8, which was operated from Dunton Green. On the 18th of June 1996, Carry Group purchased British Bus. The unhappy history of Lewisham came to an end when the last buses returned on the 27th of July. From the 28th of July, the 126 moved to Dartford and the 162 came to Dunton Green along with the 9-metre Northern Counties body darts 133 to 140. The 493 was due to be taken over by Centre West in August, when it would be renumbered R9. To make space, agreement was reached to transfer the 493 to Centre West early, along with the Atlanteans to operate it. There are reports in the Lots newsletters about the inability of expanding Dunton Green or finding an alternative site. This may be one of the reasons why in 1997 Carrier and Stagecoach agreed to swap routes with the blessing of LRT. The Dunton Green operated 162, 227 and 320 except the Sunday service were transferred to Stagecoach, and Carrier would take over the 166 and 198. The 162 was done early on the 27th September. The Sunday operation of the 233 moved back to Dartford. The Arriva corporate identity was launched on the 14th of October and the rest of the swaps were done on the 8th of November. In 1998, Dunton Green closed at the end of traffic on Sunday the 14th of February. From the 15th of February, the Sunday service on the 320 and 402 moved to Maidstone District at Tunbridge Wells. The R5, R6 and R8 moved to Dartford, and the source is various Lots newsletters. So on Streetview, this is the location of the garage. This road is a private road, so the car doesn't go down it. The school is just down here, and this is the Duke's Head pub. Now on UK aerial photos, there's this photo from 1999 after the closure of Dunton Green. So you've got the Duke's Head pub here and the school here, London Road and Barretts Road, and this is the site of the garage. This is the abandoned railway line to Westerham, and these are the two tanks at the back. Now what I'm going to do is I'll do photos in a separate video so you get some idea of the location of things, so that when you look at other photos of Dunton Green, you'll be able to go, oh yeah, that bit's London Road, oh yeah, that's where the fuel tanks were. So, you'll get some sense of orientation. And I'll put links to these in the description below the video. If the description for these is too long, I'll cut back this text, because obviously I've been through the text already, so I can cut it back if these links are too long, because I don't know how many words this is. There's a limits the number of characters you can have in the description below a YouTube video. But that's the history of Dunton Green in the LRT area, and that's where it was.